The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, all right. Welcome to this short video, you real estate agent, you looking for a way to go make a bucket load of money this week. I'm going to show you some ways to go make a bucket load of money this week, next week, and every week from open houses, whether you've got listings or not. Let me say that again, whether you've got listings or not. So welcome to this money-making open house strategies video from Simple Listing Solutions. My name is Chris Silveda, and I'm the founder of SimpleListingSolutions.com. I'm a realtor like you, and I love just helping agents make their lives easier, more joyful, and their businesses more productive. Today, in just the next little bit, I'm going to show you how to ensure all the best listings hitting the market in your marketplace become your next open house opportunity. Check that out. How to ensure all of the very best listings hitting the market, right? Not your listings, all the best listings hitting the market become your next open house opportunity. You don't want the open house out in the middle of nowhere that nobody's going to come to. You know what open house you want? The property that just got listed yesterday. It's in that sweet price point, in that sweet neighborhood that's going to get a ton of traffic, whether you hold it open or not. It's going to happen, right? That's the listings that you want to be holding open, and I'm going to show you how to get them, right? I'm also going to show you how to find your next listing from an open house event. I'm also going to explain how to find your next buyer clients at your open house events, right? And then we're going to talk about how to drive the best traffic to your next open house event. Okay, so first of all, let's just erase the entire chalkboard in our brain that's got open house notes all over it, right? Because most of those notes sound like, oh, open houses suck, right? Nobody ever comes to my open house. And when I do an open house, people, they treat me like I've got swine flu, and they come and go, and I don't really interact with them much, and nothing ever really happens. Just erase all that, right? That's in the past. Today is a whole new day. Today, you're going to understand a whole new way of thinking about open houses, and then you're going to see a light's going to turn on. You're going to go, oh my gosh, wow, how many wasted opportunities have I had, right? Just flowing by that I haven't taken advantage of. So first of all, let's talk about who comes to open houses. Well, it could be no one. It could be out in the middle of nowhere with an overpriced listing that no one's coming to, right? And again, that's not the open house you want. If you're out there, you are wasting your time, right? But what if you've got a great listing in a great neighborhood, people want to move there, right? Inventory's tight, it's priced right, and you know people are going to come, right? That's a great listing. That's a great listing to hold open. Now, who walks into open houses in neighborhoods like that? You know who walks into them? Well, certainly buyer prospects. They come and go, right? Some of them are working with agents. Some aren't. Some of them are ready to buy now. Some are ready to buy in the future. I'll tell you a little story about that in a minute. But who else stumbles into open house events? Have you ever seen neighbors come to an open house? People live in the neighborhood already? Curious, oh, they're just looky-loos. No, they're not. They are neighborhood homeowners, right? And those are never looky-loos. Those are people that you want to have a relationship with. Those are people that when they leave your open house event with your card in your hand, they ought to be thinking to themselves, wow, that guy's awesome. She is so cool. I'm so glad I came over here and met her today. This is great. I'm going to tell my sister all about her, you know, because my sister is moving out here from Seattle next month, and she's going to need a house, and what a great agent she would be to work with. I'm glad I got her card. I'm glad I stopped by. Right? You want people leaving your open house event having a conversation between their ears about you, and a good conversation. Right? And there's a way to manage that and orchestrate that kind of experience, and it's not accidental. Right? So neighborhood homeowners come into open houses. Oftentimes it's because they're thinking about putting their own home on the market now or pretty soon or maybe next summer, but they're thinking about it, and so they want to compare. They want to see what this house looks like, how much you're asking, what kind of traffic it's getting, so they can sort of do the math in their brain. Right? And you need to be aware of that, right? When neighborhood homeowners stumble into your open houses. Also, consider that Everybody knows somebody else. In fact, everybody that you know knows a bunch of people that you don't know. So to the degree that you create a great experience for people coming into an open house, right? They experience you as not just a real estate agent holding an open house, but a wonderful human being holding an open house, right? And should they ever need a realtor, you're the kind of person they'd like to work with, right? You've got to orchestrate that kind of experience. I tell people all the time, listen, when you do an open house, of course, if you don't stage to engage, if you don't stage it so that people will engage with you, they're going to treat you like you've got the swine flu, right? You're a salesperson going to try and ask my email, right? So you have to be the orchestrator of these events. How can you stage to engage? You know what? Create the environment. Music, smells, things to keep me hanging around, nice cup of herb tea with some honey in it, or how about I got some espresso going here with a little machine you guys want a little decaf espresso? Oh yeah, that'd be great. Hey, here's a bottle of water for you. Hey, here's a free report of the most recent home sales in this neighborhood, giving you an idea of what they've been going for. Hey, here's a free list of really hot opportunities here in the county. You got to have something for them, right? Lead with a giving hand. Hey, how are you? Come on in. Hey, this is for you. And you hold your hand out and you've got something in your hand that they want. That's a great way to get people to engage with you. You know, you could have a registration table set up right inside when people come walking in. You could have a bottle of water there and things for them to little sign in. And you could have a whiteboard with a message written on it that will cause them to ask you a question. Simply by having a message on the whiteboard that says, ask me about, ... And then what are you going to fill in that blank with? So that they walk in, they look at it, they're grabbing a bottle of wine, they say, oh, yeah, hey, tell me about that. Now they're engaging with you. Stage to engage, right? I keep people hanging around my open house because it's a comfortable place to be. I got music going. I got some stuff in the kitchen. You guys want a latte? I got my Starbucks machine set up in there. I can pop in where you want decaf. It's easy to plug in and set up. It's not hard at all. Okay, so how do you find your next listing from an open house? First of all, you're aware. And you open your ears and you listen to what people are telling you because they will reveal, right? And by the way, if you've got a really warm, pleasing personality and it's easy for you to engage with people and you make it easy for them to engage back with you, they'll tell you everything. They'll hang out and they'll have a great conversation with you because they're starting to like you already and you're not breathing commission breath all over them. Right. Let me tell you a little story about my partner in real estate, and happens to be my broker, but we do real estate together. Mike Daniels over at Rancho Coastal Properties. He said, hey, Chris, you know, in the last quarter of 2016, I made 100 grand, almost 100 grand. I had one of my own listings open. It was a $1.6 million listing on the championship golf course here in La Costa. And this gentleman walked in and he said, well, hey, you want to sell me this house? And, you know, I kind of laughed and I said, sure, I'd love to sell you the house. And we spoke for a little while. And he said, you know, my wife and I really want to be in this neighborhood over here. We love all these little cul-de-sac streets down here along the golf course. And unfortunately, we've got to sell our place first over in Aviara on the other side of El Camino Real. And by the point that they're having this conversation, he'd been hanging around a little while, you know, and Mike's just been charming him and they've been getting along really well. And he liked Mike. And Mike said, well, I'll tell you what, where are you going from here? And he said, well, I'm going to probably go grab something and then I'm going to head back to my house. And Mike said, well, I'm going to wrap up here in a little bit. Could I stop by your house and take a look at it? Maybe I've got some folks in mind for it right now and give you some ideas about how you can get it sold. And he said, sure, Mike, come on by. I would love to show you my house and get your ideas. And so Mike went over to the guy's house after his open house. Long story short, he listed it. Longer story, he double-ended it. And he didn't sell that gentleman the original listing, but he did take that guy out and sell him another house. And he did sell the original listing. That's 4 transactions, right, from one open house. That's $100,000 almost in the last quarter of 2016 for Mike, and it came from an open house. And Mike and I, we laugh. He says, Chris, some of these open houses, yeah, you kind of stand there not doing anything. You just turn into your office. But boy, sometimes money walks right through the door. Right? And so start thinking along those lines. Who's this gentleman coming up the driveway right now? What's he really got going on between his ears? He got a place to sell? Is he really looking for a place to buy? Does he know anybody that wants to move into the neighborhood? Does he know anybody that's going to be selling? Can I win him over? Right? How to find your next buyer client at your open house? Well, they're coming, right? If you've got the right property, you've got it held open, they're coming. Sure, some of them are working with agents, but I'll tell you what, 9 out of 10 of those buyers coming through your open house that working with agents, they have not signed an exclusive buyer broker agreement with that agent. most agents aren't strong enough or even ask their buyer clients to sign a buyer brokerage agreement, right? So they're fair game if they like you better than their agent by the time they leave your open house. They're fair game. They call you up. Hey, I came by, my wife and I stopped by your open house today. You know, you said something, you had something, you showed us something, you mentioned something, and it got us thinking, right? You know, we've been looking for a while with our agent. We're not really getting anywhere. And then boom, you got a buyer client that you thought was not even reachable because they had an agent. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But it depends on who you be. You know, my coach used to say to me, hey, Chris, who do you have to be to get people to open the door for you, right? Who do you have to be to get that person in line in front of you to say, you know what, let me get this guy behind me. I'm going to pay for his coffee. Who do you have to be? How would you have to show up, right? That's a question really worth analyzing. Who do you need to be with people so that they say, wow, I want more of that person, right? That's all about you. Make sense so far? Right? So open house opportunities, how to drive the best traffic to your next open house. Well, the best traffic to me would be my next seller. That's what I would love from the listing is I would love another listing, right? The purpose of a listing is to get another listing, right? The purpose of a listing is to leverage that listing opportunity into your next business opportunity. Okay, so who do you want to come to your open houses? You want neighborhood homeowners to come to your open houses. And even if you just put a few signs out and stand there, some of them will come. But what if you crank it up? What if you go invite the neighborhood homeowners to come to your open house by knocking on their door and having a personal conversation with them and giving them a reason why? Right? I know an agent that had a food truck. Right? He had a really nice listing. He had one of those food trucks come, Smoky Joe Barbecue, right, to his open house event. And it parked out there in this cul-de-sac, and they opened up their doors and they fired up their grills and they covered the whole neighborhood in barbecue smoke that you could smell for miles. And this agent put out 20 open house signs all over the place. And next to his open house signs, he stuck these yellow signs in the ground that said, free barbecue, pulled pork, come on by. Wow. You can smell it and you can follow the signs all the way to the open house. Now, you don't just get to walk up to the truck and grab a free pulled pork sandwich. You've actually got to go into the house and meet the agent. He's going to give you a little ticket that you can take out to the truck, and then you can get your sandwich. Right? And what's the result of that? All the neighbors are coming. And you know what they're saying? They're talking to you and they're saying, wow, this is cool. Do you do this for all your listings? And you say, you know what? Not all of them, but thanks for noticing and not keeping me a secret. You know, should you guys put your home on the market, I'll do something this big or bigger because I find that bringing the traffic. Oh, wow. And now you got the neighbors. They're really impressed. They're hanging out. They're eating pulled pork sandwiches, talking to you. Hey, can I get your card? Sure. Thanks for not keeping me a secret. I'm not a secret agent. I'm a real estate agent. I love to sell more homes in this neighborhood or help people move into it. Oh, wow. Right. Talk about getting people to engage with you. Right. So how to drive the best traffic to your next open house starts with the neighborhood homeowners. Right. They're great traffic to drive to your open house event. Right. Knock on their door and give them a reason to come by. Right. And listen, signs, put them out all over the place. It doesn't matter if you only need 4 signs. Chris, it's a cul-de-sac right off a major road. All I got to do is put 4 signs out on that intersection. They all come right in the cul-de-sac. That's great. Put out 25 signs anyway, all over the place. Right? Because what's the worst thing that's going to happen from that? Your name is going to get branded onto the brains of all the neighborhood homeowners driving by all of your signs, and it's going to make you look like the biggest thing. Look at that guy got something. What has he got? Like 5 open houses around his neighborhood? It is signs everywhere. That's the game you want to play. That's the game you want to play. Now, how to ensure all the best listings hitting the market become your next open house opportunity? I'm going to show you the coolest system right now. Listen, this is what we do at Simple Listing Solutions. We create tools, tactics, and strategies to help real estate agents list probate properties, divorce properties, FSBOs, expireds, canceleds, withdrawns, right? How to leverage their inventory, how to leverage other agents' inventory through websites, lead capture landing pages, direct response mail campaigns, social media campaigns, all kinds of stuff. Right? I'm going to show you a simple little system that agents that I'm working with, I just created the system for them 2 weeks ago, and they're already using it and booking themselves awesome open house events. Right? agents like Ginny Chow up in the San Francisco Bay Area, who last weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2 separate open houses, both $5 million properties that just hit the market. And that agent, who happens to be one of the top 1% producers in the Bay Area, said, hey, Ginny, you can hold all my inventory open from now on. You got nothing else to do? Get out of your office, get into an open house. Why would you sit in your office, your home office or your corporate office on your computer, when you could be in a house that's for sale with a bunch of flags out front? Turn on your laptop computer and be there. Make that your office. There's a lot more potential for buyers and sellers to walk in and out and meet you at an open house than at your corporate office or your home office. So think about this. If you got nothing going on, what if you had 5 open houses every week? Different days, you got some daytime ones on weekdays, you got some weekend stuff, and you just turn them into your office. I'll tell you what, think about doing that for an entire year. If you could keep yourself booked in the best listings, doing open houses all the time and just turning them into your office and knocking on the doors and meeting the neighbors around that listing, right? 5 to the right, 5 to the left, 5 to 10 across the street, that's 20 neighbors. You can knock on their door and talk to them face to face and give them a real good reason to come by, and they will. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, I'm going to show you something really cool. I'm going to close out of here, and I'm going to take you right on to something really cool. Check this out. This is a landing page. It's not a website. It's a landing page. It could have a URL like youropenhouseagent.info, right? Openhouseexpert.info, right? yournextopenhouse.com. But whatever, go on to GoDaddy, you buy a little URL. Right. This is a landing page. You did it. Congratulations on your newest listing. It says, dear colleague, wow, you've gone and done it again. Don't stop now. I really want to congratulate you on your new listing and invite you to call me the next time you need to show homes, go on a listing appointment, or just take a day off at the same time your sellers want their property held open. It says, my name is Chris Sylvain. I'm a realtor at Rancho Coastal Properties. I'm an expert at open house events, if I do say so myself, and I'd be thrilled for an opportunity to hold any of your listings open. Of course, you can expect nothing less than the utmost care and respect for your client's property and expert feedback for you to provide your client with, and hopefully an offer to help put you in escrow. I'll promote, stage, and manage an expert open house event for your listings. I'll provide direct consumer feedback that you can share with your seller, and I'll treat your seller's property as if it were my own and represent your property with the utmost integrity. Right? Then there's just a little form to fill out. It says, yes, let's discuss your help with some expert open house events. Here's my name, here's my brokerage, here's my best contact phone number, here's a subject property address, not required because I got a bunch of listings. And if they've got any comments or questions, they can just type them in and click submit. Right? So check it out. So let's say the URL is youropenhouseagent.com. How difficult is it for you to go onto the multiple listing service and search for brand new listings in the hottest neighborhoods at the hottest price point and send a text message directly to that agent's cell phone saying, congratulations on your new listing. Check this out. I hope it helps you get it sold, with a link, www.youropenhouseagent.com. Click right to their phone. And then you can just wait a little while and call them up and say, hey, it's Chris over at Rancho Coastal Properties. Did you get that text message I sent you? By the way, congratulations on your new listing over on Spirit. Oh, yeah, I did. I got that. Hey, now you're engaging with agents. It's so easy. It's so easy. How many listings are there on the MLS that you could do this with right now? Right? So one agent says, no, that's okay. There's 100 more. There's 100 more. If you spent an hour every morning doing this, you could book yourself in open houses all week, forever. Right? So if you're a real estate agent and you're not busy right now, I just showed you a really great way to get really busy really fast for zero cost, right? And guess what? I've got a lot more killer strategies besides open house strategies, right? Over at simplelistingsolutions.com. So what do I want you to do? I just want you to say, hey, Chris, that was awesome. If you got some value from this, then do this. Let me just show you our page here. Click, 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 click. That's us, simplelistingsolutions.com. That's our toll-free phone number. If you call it up, you're going to get a voicemail. It's going to say, hey, leave your message, and Chris will call you back personally. Right? And I'll call you back pretty quickly after you call. And we'll just have a one-on-one agent-to-agent conversation. It's not going to be to sell you stuff. You're not going to smell any commission breath coming through the phone from me. Right? I'm just going to talk to you about different strategies that we have, if you'd like, around probate and divorce and FSBO and expired and cancel, and how to orchestrate more referrals and how to make it rain. How to make it rain in your practice without having to pay for thousands of dollars a year in coaching gloves and things like that, right? So check us out at simplelistingsolutions.com. If you liked this video, that's cool. Go do good work, and I look forward to talking with you and connecting with you real soon. Bye.